Hi, I'm Jay Morris, the grief coach. Welcome to the reaction to The Birds Don't Sing by Clipse, featuring John Legend and Voices of Fire. Clipse brings raw emotions to the hip hop scene in a way we haven't seen before. For the first time, the vulnerabilities of two Black men are openly and honestly expressed as they grieve the physical losses of their mother and father. The Birds Don't Sing is rooted in love, faith, family dynamics, and legacy. And while this song has a universal message, I greatly appreciate how it breaks the silence and invisibility of the Black man's grief. I was blown away when I saw Clipse perform this beautiful tribute at the Grace for the World concert in Vatican City. Yes, it was a win for the hip hop culture, but it is beyond phenomenal to honor your parents on such a sacred stage. This song is composed in G minor, which sets a heavy, unresolved tone, aka grief. The tempo is slow, intentionally, so we can feel the pain. Friends in grief and love, the birds don't sing.
Please welcome Clipse.
Lost in emotion, mama's youngest. Trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness. But not me, I felt it all and couldn't function.
So right away, Pusha feels the need to let us know that he's not just the youngest, but mama's youngest. There's a distinction in that relationship. She's his compass, and without her, he's experiencing a double loss. Her physical absence and the security he has with her directions. The magnitude of their relationship has caused him to feel everything.
Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me. And I realized in that instant, our last conversation, you was against it. Told you I was going to Turks for Thanksgiving. I heard what I wanted to hear, but didn't listen.
So we have to kind of like set the stage for this. I mean, he's talking to his mom, and he's going through that last conversation they had the day that she passed. And so there's a special joy. You think about Thanksgiving, that's the time of family. And there's a special joy that fills a mother's heart when she can see all of her children at the dinner table. I always saw my grandmother and mother light up when we showed up. And now I feel that same joy. So I can only imagine how disappointed Mama Thornton felt in not having her youngest home for Thanksgiving. So from a mother perspective, you're supposed to be with your family, not your acquaintances.
Said you told Gene and Buck needed forgiveness. I see you went to Didi's and stuffed both her fridges. You even told Dad you wished y'all never split it. See, you were checking boxes, I was checking my mentions.
So many pregnant women feel compelled to clean, decorate, and or organize in preparation for their baby's birth. It's called nesting. Pusha's bars indicate that Mama Thornton was preparing for her departure. This preparation and need to create peace for your loved ones is called death cleaning. And Pusha calls it checking your boxes. In the Black culture, it's often referred to as getting your house in order.
Saying you was tired but not ready to go. Basically was dying without letting me know. I love you, Mad Nige. Hate that he won't remember you. Two things that break my heart is what Novembers do. And T follows you. Now mind you, Didi calls you. Gene finds you. Was that your vision? Precision. While I'm reminiscing, it all hits different, ma. Listen.
So sometimes parents know that they're dying, but they choose discretion, often not sharing it with anyone or just attempting to spare a child's emotions. Pusha is happy that his mom got a chance to meet his son, his only son, Nigel, but he regrets that he's too young to remember his grandmother. So apparently two things happened in November that hurt Pusha. Mama Thornton died on November 9th. At the end of his verse, he reflects on the family interactions the day she died and asks if that was her plan. From where he stands today, it all looks different. He has a greater understanding. Let's get back to this.
The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they scream. Yeah, yeah. The birds don't
So
sing,
John Legend is doing this thing.
don't sing, they scream. Yeah, yeah. The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech.
They look good. I mean, those brothers look good on that stage. So the tempo is lifted with the chorus, musically and emotionally. That shift is an emotional surge, making the grief louder, and it's more insistent. It's that moment that we stop holding it all in. John Legend's range allows us to feel the depth of grief, and he does a great job. And you can tell he's really into the song.
Your car
Come
was
on
in
now.
the driveway, I knew you were home. By the third knock, a chill ran through my bones. The way you miss mama, I guess I should have known. Chivalry ain't dead, you ain't let her go alone.
So Malice, being his father's older son and namesake, he's Gene Jr., shared his dad's love for God. And I'm sure that this love is the core of his strength, spirituality, and religious beliefs. Just 4 months after Mama Thornton passes, Junior stops by the house to check on his dad, just as he did with his mom. And discernment kicks in as he's knocking on the door. And at third knock, he says, he should have known. Papa Thornton missed his wife. He basically died of a broken heart. So we hear Malice recounting those days, and you look at his face, it's a very solemn expression, but at the same token, you also see a little peak of joy because he's very proud of being his father's son.
Found you in the kitchen, scriptures in the den, half-written text that you never got to send. Combing through your dresser drawer, where do I begin? Posting noted Bible quotes, were you preparing in?
So what we hear now is Malice talking about his dad and that experience, and he's identifying with some things that his dad does in his experience of death cleaning. He attempted to communicate with someone via text. He had been reading the word, which is another easy way for Christians to get them prepared for dying, and also what we call getting your house in order. Those posted scriptures that he finds of his dad. Like Pusha, Malice is asking if he was planning to die.
I can hear your voice now, I can feel your presence. Asking, should I rap again? You give me your blessing. The way you spelled it out, there's an L in every lesson. Boy, you owe it to the world. Let your mess become your message. Shared you with my friends, the pops you never had. You lived for our fishing trips. Damn, I had a dad.
So here we got this pride. Malice is, you can even see it in his body language. He's swaying. That hip hop is coming through, even on that stage. But Malice knows his dad is still with him. And because he knows he's still with him, no, he's not physically present, but he can hear his voice now. He can feel his presence. And so because of that, he has something to rejoice about. He shares his dad's advice and approval of him rapping again. And Papa Thornton had to be a great role model because Junior shared him with his friends. And it's very common in the Black community that great fathers are held in high regard and often a father figure to many. So he and his dad, they love fishing. And he's like, you not only went fishing with us, you lived for those fishing trips.
Mine taught discipline, mine taught structure. Mine didn't mind when he had to pull a double. Mine worked overtime, smiled through the struggle. But mine wouldn't let us feel what he had to suffer. See, mine made sure he had every base covered. So imagine his pain finding base in the cupboard.
So now we have Malice talking about those things that his dad taught them. And Papa Thornton was a deacon in his church. If you know anything about the church and just even the order of authority, so to speak, in the church, the deacon is really like an advisor, so to speak, to a pastor. He is the deacons on the deacon board. They basically make a lot of decisions in the church. So his father was that deacon, and apparently this is something that Malice received from this discipline and structure, and definitely some of those religious beliefs from. Papa Thornton was also an airman during the Vietnam War. Both of these things call for discipline and structure, lessons that he passed on to his children. And as a provider for his family, he worked overtime at the U.S. Postal Service.
Birds don't sing if the words don't sting. Your last few words in my ear still ring. You told me that you loved me, it was all in your tone. I love my two sons was the code to your phone. Now you're home.
I love this part of the verse. So we know that birds are symbols of expression, but they can only sing what they feel. So people often give condolences, but those condolences can really fall on deaf ears unless that person knows about grief. I mean, if you have never felt the sting of loss, you can't even identify with a person who's grieving. And in the world of hip hop, words must be true and authentic in order to have any kind of weight. I mean, there's a little phrase, a word is bond. Your word is your bond. And so it says a lot about who you are and how authentic you show up in the world. You can't rap about what you don't know. And sometimes it's the stings of life that enhance our song. And so Malice can still hear this last time his father told him that he loved him. Something about the tone that his father said it made him feel like this was the last time. So he could hear that finality in his dad's tone. I absolutely love the fact that Papa Thornton's code to his phone was, I love my two sons. That was his mantra. It grounded his very existence over the last few months without his wife. And so you see Malice in celebration mode. You can tell that he is not only yes, he's grieving, but his grief is that blend of joy and pain because he knows that, yes, I'm deeply hurt because my father is no longer here, but man, I had a dad. And so that's something for me to be happy about. Let's see what John has to bring to the table now.
Birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and cry. Oh, the birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and cry.
You see, they're feeling it's a celebration now. Just look at the body language.
Birds don't sing, they screech in pain. They
And you can't help but celebrate. We're at the Vatican.
Birds don't sing, they screech in pain. They'll never come back again, no. Please welcome.
I mean, just awesome. I love this song. I truly appreciate Clipse for their vulnerability, showcasing their Thornton love, how they were raised, just in the song. I hope my reaction does this song justice. I absolutely love this song. It speaks so much from my experience with grief, even though I didn't have the same experiences, but I was with my mom when she passed. And after she even passed in my home. So I totally get what it's like to spend those last moments with your parents. Please provide any comments, anything that you want to share about the song or about this video. I would love to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Also tap the bell for notifications because I'll be back to share more songs that express grief. And just keep in mind, we grieve because we are blessed to love. And love lives forever. So you, my friend, are forever loved.